Well, I thought that our guys once again showed up and really went to battle, competed. Um, I love watching this team play. I love being around these guys. I get great energy from it. Um, they're a warrior-like in their approach. We've played a really challenging schedule, and they've backed down from no one. And they've always shown up and physically competed. I think we're starting to play better basketball, with the way we operate, both offensively and defensively. I think there is an element of skill development, player development, where we need to continue to develop offensively, to finish some plays, to be able to knock down some shots. But that's normal for any team. That's normal for any player. So we'll continue to put our time and work in there. I think one of the big things our team has got to learn that college basketball is one of the most competitive environments you'll ever be in, and every possession has a life and a history of its own. So it deserves your greatest focus. It deserves your best rep. Because anything less than that, you'll probably get dominated. Instead of you being a dominant player, you'll probably get dominated, and that translates to when you're in heavily contested basketball games, 1, 2 possessions. You just don't want to make it easy on your opponent. Tonight in the second half, probably the one area that hurt us. I thought there was two areas. One, we got off to a bad start defensively because we fouled too much, and they got the 1-1. I think they ended up getting 16 free throws in the second half, which is too many. And then we turned the ball over. First half only 5 times, second half 9. So what does that mean? Well, it's 9 possessions that you didn't get a chance to score on. That's a lot for your opponent in one half. Yeah, they turned it over some too, but you also shot 50%. So, if you turn it over only 4 times, you're going to score on half of those. That's a minimum of 4 points. That means right there you had a chance to win the basketball game. So those are the things that we really got to be able to take from the game. There's going to come a point in time where we got to get through the pain and suffering of another tough loss and learn the lesson from it. I think that the guys are I think they're raising the level, the standard for leadership. I think there's more of the talking the right talk. I hear it in huddles. I hear it on the bench. I see it on the floor. It's not where it needs to be, but it's growing. And I think that's, as a coach, it's what you want to see. You want to see progress. There's more and more guys like John who are taking ownership, making this a player-run program. And I'm just excited about the future, about where this is going to be. We're just not there yet. It's coming. We'll accomplish this mission. Nobody's going to quit. That's never an option in life. And it's not an option for these young men. So I know that was a lot, but there's another really good opponent. You gave Troy a lot of credit. They made some beautiful defensive rotations at the end of the game that got them some steals and turnovers that kind of led them to some easy baskets.
26 lead changes in the contest. How does that kind of wear down on a team a little bit with all the ups and downs?
I don't know. I guess it could if you're focused on that. I think as a competitor, you just got to, like I said before, each play's got a life and history of their own, and really, time and score doesn't matter until you get under the 4-minute mark. But it's some guys thrive on that. It's really good competition. Sometimes when guys are in a blowout game, whether you're blowing somebody out or you're getting blown out, the mind wanders there too. So at the end of the day, mindset matters. And there is a responsibility. All the great competitors are able to control their mind and to be able to stay in the moment, because that's the only place there's any action. There's not any action in the past. There's not any action in the future. All that's in the future is a bunch of anxiety and fear. The only place you can do anything is right in the present moment. And we talk about that a lot for our guys. I think the better you become as a competitor, the more you're able to do that, and those other things don't matter. You're aware of what's going on, but it doesn't sway. It's not a distraction that affects your play.
The last few games have been very physical opponents, but the team has really kept up the fight and has battled in all these games.
Yeah, I think, despite COVID and not being able to recruit the way you traditionally do and have young men come and see campus and those types of things, I'm really proud of our roster. I'm really proud of our assistant coaches and how hard they work It's exciting to be a part of a university that's got the leadership of Mark Wilson and President Odom. The things we have here, we have a real campus, we have a real academic institution, we got fine facilities. We're just excited about the opportunity when things kind of, you're able to recruit the way you normally do, because a lot of these guys like John wasn't able to take an official visit to come see here. So our roster's just different. We're better. There is some growing pains. We added 5 new guys. We got to try to mix them in. Deontay makes 6 because he's set out coming into break. Kenny White's really like a new player as well. He only played 10 games last year. I think he's just now hit the 20-game college threshold. So we're going to have some of this stuff. Some of this is normal. We all want to speed this thing up as fast as we can. Nobody more so than the players. Nobody wants it more for the players than me. But some of this stuff is just learning too, and we can't get overwhelmed sometimes by the result. We've got to focus on just that, the learning. And if you don't do that, then that's where the real failure is. And so that's our job as coaches. That's these guys as captains to be able to handle all that. Because today it's basketball. Tomorrow it's going to be their families. Tomorrow is going to be their companies. Tomorrow is going to be having to do that with their boss. And so this is on-the-job training for them as well.
Talking about the newcomers to the team next to you, John Petway had a fantastic game today. Talk about what he means to this team so far this year.
Well, in the recruiting process, John and I spoke, and I told him there was a lot of competition at the guard spot, with guys returning, and he wasn't worried about that. He says, Coach, I'm coming to serve a team. And just his attitude, his makeup, his demeanor, was something that all of us fell in love with. He's come in here and he's done just that. He wants to be a servant. And when you have that approach, man, regardless of your play, guys respect you. And when you have somebody's respect, you can lead. And so he's a captain in a very short period of time. Got some names of the past, around here, because for us around here, being named a captain is as big as honor as you can get. Cade Crosland was a phenomenal leader, and it wasn't because of his game. Maverick Smith was an unbelievable leader around here, and it wasn't because of his game. John has the same thing. Now, he's also impacting our team with his play, but if he doesn't score a point, we need him out there leading and talking to our guys. And he had a great night tonight. John does a really good job of driving the basketball. He's strong, he's physical, he's athletic. He's one of the best we've ever been around in terms of staying on balancing and pivoting around the basket. And he's got experience. He's able to get to the next play. He's able to handle tough situations. He's not afraid of taking on hard. And I think we have some other guys in a program like that. We've also got some other guys in a program that are going to get really good at handling hard, and he does a great job of modeling that behavior for them.
John, that shooting percentage you had today was phenomenal. You had that dunk. That was kind of a thundering dunk a little bit. Just what were you seeing out there tonight?
We knew that they was going to deny the ball out really high, so I knew there was going to be driving lanes. So he always told me to just be aggressive, and that's one thing that stuck with me today, just be aggressive, and it kind of worked out.
I know it's been a tough stretch, but there's still a lot of momentum building. What positives do you see building with the program?
Just seeing like how we finish the games, just seeing how close we are, and we know that we're right there. Just be, like I said earlier, like around the 8-minute mark. It's nothing wrong with our physical ability. It all boils down to our mental ability. But like any other thing in life, if things get hard first, anytime when you see a flower grow, you see the dirt, you see the hard process. But people don't see the hard process that you have to go through. But you know all the dirt that's covering you and all the bad things you had to go through. And you just see the flower at the end, and we at that blooming stage. So it's about to happen soon.
And talk a little bit about the fight you guys have had this season. The guys are not hanging their heads. They are sticking into the game. They're focused.
Yeah, definitely, because we know we're right there. It's no one really beating us. We beating ourselves. And like I said, we just got to get more mentally strong towards the end, because, like I said, fatigue set in, the moment of the game, sometimes shots not falling. But it all come down to the mental part of the last 8 minutes of the game. So it's going to work out for us soon, because it's preparing us for the conference where it really matters.
Coach, still plenty of great performances today in the game. Just talk about some of the highlights you saw.
Well, in the past here, Thomas, we haven't had a chance to always get 17 assists. Shoot 50% from the field, and to rebound the way we are, to be able to stand up and hold an opponent, to under 50% shooting for the game. We're physically better, and those things are starting to be seen. Yeah, I think we had 3 guys in double figures. You got another 2 guys with 7 and 8. It's another bucket by 1 or 2 guys. It's another stop by the team each half in these heavily contested games. You said it's been a long, tough stretch, and I think that's accurate probably for some folks, but I think for us, make no mistake about it, there's some pain and suffering in there for us, but it's because you're a competitor. But there's also a level of excitement. There's also this building inside of us that we're gaining confidence. We're gaining understanding about each other. We're gaining understanding about how to play. We're understanding like, whoa, these are good teams, and we're doing it against these guys every single night. It's not like you're playing bad teams, because sometimes you play a bad team or whatever and you blow them out. You're really not that good. You don't really know where your flaws are. We're finding out right now where we need to get better each and every night. We're going to continue to skill develop, player develop. We're going to continue to learn the game of basketball. We're going to continue to learn about each other and get connected and together, because the greater the love in the locker room, the greater the team. And I see that down there with those guys. This kind of reminds me to another point, like, we have competition with this roster this year. There's several guys on our team that have played here in the past, that have helped us, win a few games, that aren't getting a chance to take their warm-up top off, and they're acting the right way. I know they want to play. Everybody knows they want to play, but they're having to buy into a role right now that they don't necessarily like, but they're doing it because they're sacrificing and serving. That's a really important quality in life. So there's just a lot of things that's going on. And listen, I knew when I was at that press conference that day that there was going to be a lot of heavy lifting, and so I'm not surprised by this. I think I do sometimes get a little bit worldly, because I enjoy this group so much that I want to find any way I possibly can to speed it up for them. I know what it's like to win college basketball games. I know what it's like to compete for a conference championship. I know what it's like to play in the postseason, and I want them to experience that. And so all these things is what we're building towards, and we just got to be tough. We got to be together. We got to be smart. And not let any one situation overwhelm us, because tomorrow's coming. As long as tomorrow's coming, we got a chance. And I like rolling into the gym with these guys.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Hey, cool.